This is the Coin Show Podcast.
A podcast about coins and coin collecting from the perspective of both dealers and collectors. Hosted by two guys with a passion for collecting and a combined experience of over 50 years in the coin industry. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman on the Coin Show Podcast.
And it is episode 224 of the Coin Show Podcast. I am Mike.
I am Matt.
And Carbone, I'm not sure that that's the case. But on tonight's episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we are going to talk about, we have got the World's Fair of Money that just happened last week. And Matt is going to bring us his full report. And we're going to talk about the coolest things that walked into our shops this last week.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. And we won't even talk smack about that. But first, as always, the news.
Come on. Who is it?
All right. So the news is brought to us by Sidewalks, keeping people and those damn kids off your grass for over 100 years. Sidewalks.
That's a good one. I like that one. I'm fond of that one. That's a good one.
A sure sign of fall, the 2023 silver proof sets are now available.
I saw this.
Yes.
That means that the holiday season is upon us. Don't even.
Come on, really? It's just still summer. Can we not enjoy that?
It's still short weather, but this is the time of year. Like, this is what they do. It's why they're doing it now, because they want these out for the holidays.
I'm not sure about that. But in another sure sign of fall, Americans are suffering from scratching their heads over the prices of the silver proof specs.
I didn't even look. How much are they?
Okay, so they melt at $35, basically.
Okay.
So if they're not trying to kill them, I don't know what they're trying to do with these sets.
Well, how much are they? $100?
They are $130.
Whoa, why?
More than $90 profit per set.
But
that's one of those like ESPN. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I mean, really, seriously, it's like silver is $24.
Oh, sheesh. That's ridiculous.
And we're getting 5 quarters, a dime and a half.
Right.
Yeah, for $130.
Matt, no like. Matt.
No, and like I said, I don't know if they're just trying to kill this idea. Or what? Because the mintages of them every year, or I shouldn't say mintages, the issuance, right, is dropping and dropping. And it's because they're making them cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
And
well,
yet
I mean,
people
that's true.
still buy them because they, if they make them, they're going to buy them.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the way it's been for years. But, I mean, eventually they're going to price out their market, I think. I mean, I don't know why they would want to do that, but I mean, it feels like every year they're just like 10 or 15 more dollars per set, and the market's not driving that.
Maybe it's a giant social experiment, right?
Could be.
Maybe it's just one of those things saying, okay, so if we raise them another $20,
how much money can we get?
How many
them
people
to pay?
stop buying them, and then just start doing that and using that for other.
Well, there's a chart or a metric or something on this internally at the Mint that
There's
shows that information. It's got to exist. So,
and speaking of overpriced silver coins, the initial sales of the new Proof Morgan and Peace dollars are already over 75% sold out.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I bet that the Peace dollars sold more than the Morgans did, if I was a guessing man.
It's in the numbers, and I could look.
I'm scrolling. Okay.
But I will tell you that as of this date,
what?
all
No, it's
2023
backwards.
Morgan and Peace dollars are still available.
So it says the Proof Morgan dollar sales totaled 303,629 coins.
With a max mintage of 400,000.
And then the Proof Peace dollars reached 285,956. So the Morgans have actually outsold the Peace dollars, which I think is nuts.
I think it is nuts, and the peace dollar is beautiful.
Well, that just shows you the popularity of Morgan silver dollars among American coin collectors. That has to be it, because I mean, this is the first mirror-proof peace dollar we ever made, no matter what date it is.
Right.
Whereas Morgan dollars have many mirrored proofs, thousands of them. They made those during the time they were striking them, so it's not anything new to see a proof Morgan, but proof peace dollar, obviously, a whole different animal. So that's why
I would have
thought
been perfectly fine if they'd have just let the Morgan go after 21 and would have just made
Right.
that and gone on with peace dollars, because trust me, enough people are going to buy them. You're not going to have a problem with that. And, they did lower the relief.
Yeah.
So on the 21, it wasn't quite as high as it was on the 1921, but it was still higher.
Correct.
And they lowered it in the 23, so that was good. I would have been happier because there were no, mirror proofs
Right.
in peace dollars at all, to have seen maybe a sandblasted proof or a matte proof. I think would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. I could have got down with that.
And there's still time for that. There's subsequent years. I have a feeling that we're going to see a different finish every year that they do it.
Oh,
But
I'm just waiting on the reverse proofs. They're coming. They're coming. Right.
oh, no. The reverse proofs are coming out in November.
Oh, I know. That's what I was saying.
Right. So I mean that's late in the year, and it's a limited set. And I think that the flippers are going to get a hold of that one and wreck it.
Well, whatever. They need these too, though. The TV guys will need these coins to put on TV. So
yes, and
I saw
the
a certain
bulk orders have
television
allowed them to do that.
Part of my experience at the World's Fair Money is I saw a certain television outfit wheeling out a pallet's worth of these out the door of the show. So
they're rare.
I'm not going to say which television outfit, but I did see that happening, and they did take delivery at the World's Fair Money.
Yeah.
So for what it's worth.
So yeah, but the status of the 2023 Morgan and Peace dollars as of this date are still all available, but it looks like they will sell out before year's end.
Yeah.
So the 21s are all gone. The 23s, it looks like they will be gone. The reverse proofs will be out in November, and I think overly hyped. We'll see what's happening.
Right.
So, the mint has been really busy manufacturing coins.
Well,
right.
I mean, they're doing their job, so good for them.
Right. And it appears that the Fed has once again ordered $50 for circulation. So this makes 3 years in a row that the Fed has ordered half for banking after a hiatus of 24 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
I've still never seen halves used in circulation in all my life.
Yeah. Wow.
So I would guess that it's all of this extra production that's delaying some of the mint products. As the 2023 mint sets have not only not been issued yet, but they don't even have a scheduled release date as of yet.
Right.
Now, if you ask me if they were trying to choke something off and kill it, that would be what it looks like they're trying to kill off. But that doesn't make any sense, because all you got to do is take a couple of production coins and throw them in an envelope, and you've got a mint set.
Yeah, put them in rolls. Just sell them as rolls, exclusive rolls, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
So I would guess it's all this extra production that's delaying some of the mint products.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably fairly accurate on that one.
And while it's possible that production of Maria Tall Chief quarters could be holding the sets back, mint sets are an annual staple, and I mean they are anticipated by at least 30 collectors.
Yeah,
at least
at least 30, maybe
and a bunch of dealers.
Maybe even 35. Just
well, what I'm saying is that the number of dealers that buy them is far greater than the number of collectors that buy them.
Well, somebody's got to buy them.
The collectors buy them from the dealers, I think, later.
Right. There has to
and
be
I really
an end
think
user.
That's how it works. So it's like, it's a handful of people and then all the dealers.
Yeah. End users are required. I mean, it's a thing, but
yeah, I mean, the dealers wouldn't buy them if people didn't buy them in the
right.
So also eagerly anticipated is the women on quarter holiday ornaments.
Oh my!
Are now available, including the Maria Tall Chief design.
Telling you,
that's funny that you can't get a mint set, but you can get an ornament.
The U.S. Mint is gearing up for the holidays I'm telling you, it's coming. They're already doing it. It's done. That's why they released that silver proof set. That's why they have the Christmas ornaments out. I mean, it's not even
Okay, so don't scroll down.
okay.
Take a guess. How much for these ornaments?
For one or all?
For one.
For one, $35.
That would be correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Really? I didn't
Yes.
scroll down.
$35.
Wow, that was a good guess.
And according to the coinnews.net article that I read, quote, there are no specified vintage or household order limits. Nonetheless, the product limitations differ, with 3,000 indicated for the Coleman and Roosevelt ornaments and 2,500 allocated for each of the other three. So now I'm totally confused.
Yeah.
Because what's a product limitation if not a mintage limit imposed by the mint on itself?
But they are minting these. They're actually producing a product from already minted coins that are allocated somewhere else. So that's why it's a production limit.
Right, but they've never limited the production of them before.
Well, it's because they probably never sold more than 3,000 of them before.
Actually, last year they sold over 3,000 of the anime Wong ones.
Okay, well,
And so that's why I'm confused about it. It's like, what are they doing? Right? It's like
you
they're only going to make 3,000 of Bessie Coleman and Eleanor Roosevelt, and 2,500 of the other three.
So the thing is, you look at these products, right? The production cost is got to be $5 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So as many as they can sell is awesome for them because they're just raking in the profits on these things.
So therefore, why are you limiting them? Are you trying to create scarcity where it doesn't exist?
They also don't want to have a warehouse full of them after don't sell.
But are you trying to create a scarcity where it doesn't exist? Are you trying to create a sense of urgency?
Brother, that's just creative marketing on their part. I would bet.
I would think so. I mean, look, the one thing you know for sure is that they won't be selling next January.
Right. They'll be
nobody's going to order them then.
If there's any left over, they're going to be stuck in a warehouse somewhere forever and forgotten.
Well, just tear apart the 25 cents worth of ornament stuff and put them in a bag and circulate them.
Well, that's
They're
probably
quarters.
That's what'll happen. But that's my point is they have to pay somebody to do that. So
I just think that, you have a product that's popular. I just don't know why they would grind that one to death.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
PCGS is now grading elongated coins,
Smushed.
or as your wife would call them, smushed pennies.
Smushed pennies. I love it. I showed her this news story and she was actually really she's like, "Oh, I might have to get some of mine graded." So, we'll see. I just bought a big group of the ones here in the photograph, the Columbian Exposition pieces. I just bought a big pile of them, like 15. So,
They're cool, and they're the first time that I saw elongated nickels.
Yep. I have
very popular.
I bought a big group of Columbian Expo stuff, and there was a bunch of these in there, and there was a seated dime, a barber dime, just a bunch.
And wasn't there
ones.
one on an 86 V nickel?
No, there was, but these are the ones that I just bought the other day. So
yeah, because we had one.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them.
They are neat.
I'm fond of them.
While seemingly narrowed to a date range within an existing catalog, I'm not sure why they would make the scope of what they're going to grade so narrow. That I would think that if they're going to do elongateds, that they should just do elongateds. And
well, they're also their cataloging is coming from a book known as Yesterday's Elongates that was published in 1981.
Right.
So.
And that's my point, is that why stick to just that one catalog?
Well,
it was published 40 years ago.
Is there another authoritative catalog that's better is the problem. So if there's not.
But it sounds to me like you're depending on somebody else's research that you can't figure out anything that's happened in the last 40 years.
Well, they do, but they don't have the time to do the research. If somebody else comes out with a book that's better or that's more comprehensive, then that's what they'll use. They use the best available reference for whatever it is they're grading.
Maybe I'm just argumentative tonight, because that doesn't make any sense to me, just from the standpoint of they're guaranteeing authenticity.
Correct.
So in that regard, I would think that your people should know something other than just how to look it up in a reference.
But if they have to put a catalog number on it. If you look at the one here in the picture, it says MAD-3 Columbian Expo. So that's its catalog
but
number.
do they have to? They can.
I mean, I think that they prefer to do it that way at the grading company.
Right, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that somebody discovers a so-called dollar that's never been seen before.
Correct.
Okay, because it doesn't have an HB number, you're not gonna,
That's the way it works. Yeah, you have to basically. They will come back to you and say, "Hey, neat piece. We're not going to holder it though. You need to contact this author and have it put in their next edition, and then we'll holder it." Like that's how it works.
Corner.
I know it sucks, but that's how they work on that stuff. So
okay, fair enough. Not my monkey, not my circus.
This is definitely your circus.
Yeah, this one is. The Big Five round 2 is over. Did you even notice it started?
Nope. Sure did.
Okay, either. Big Five Series 2 issued the final coin in the series to Cape Buffalo. Now, it kind of looks like a yak to me.
It's just a southern,
I imagine
yak.
that this animal probably makes a yak look like a puppy by comparison.
Yeah,
though.
it's just a yak, a southern yak.
Yeah, and therein lies the real value of this series. I mean, other than making gold coins for people that will never use them or never see these animals in their lives.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, they at least they're doing something creative. They've made the Kruger Ant for so long that it's kind of a mainstay. That they're branching into other things. And, I mean...
I like the fact that this is 4 nines.
Okay, you know what? Looking at
rather
the coins...
than the Kruger Ant, which is 22 karat.
Looking at the coins, they are very nice. The design is nice. They really are nice-looking pieces. They're well-designed. They're very detailed. You know, they're doing something.
I'm not hating on the coins. I'm just saying I didn't know they did a second series. They did a really bad job of promoting them.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I think that, I don't know, because there was a Big Five series that was done by South Africa, but wasn't there also a Big Five series done by somebody else over there, like Tanzania or something? It was some smaller
mint, smaller country.
really tiny coins.
Yeah, big cats on tiny coins, remember?
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But they also called it the Big Five.
They might have. I don't remember that.
I'll stop complaining.
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Maybe I won't. America's Hat proves the old adage that for us, if you're truly on the cutting edge of design, you're going to win.
COTY, Coin of the Year.
Yeah. So this is a very cool coin with the ghost ship on it.
Never seen it.
This is innovative. This is kind of like the year that they put the dinosaur on there, that when you put it under light, you saw the bones.
Right. I still haven't seen it because there's not a picture of it in the story. So, shoot.
Oh, well.
That's okay. They won Coin of the Year with their 5-ounce ghost ship coin. And it looks cool from the picture that they show.
Right.
But, yeah.
But it's a ghost ship, so you can't see it, or it can't be photographed.
Yeah, that's right. You can't see it in the mirror.
But, so what it says is that if you're on the cutting edge of design, sometimes you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to lose.
Right. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Yeah, I taught my kids that, right? I'm sure you did too.
Next slide.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got it. Go.
And we have what might be the ugliest coin I've seen come out of America's Hat in a long time.
Ooh.
I mean, they're on top of the cutting edge of design. They are doing all kinds of neat things all the time.
Right.
And every once in a while, you're going to swing and a miss.
It's another Death Toonie Rooney $20. What do they call a $20 coin? A 10 toonie?
No, it's not really a coin. It's
it is.
bullion. They call it bullion.
Well, it's denominated, so technically it's a coin, but
sure. So it's a silver eagle. What do you call it?
Well,
bullion.
That's true. So it's a rhodium.
So this is black rhodium coated, which I mean, look, for the toonie, it looks really cool.
Right.
And I think that's just a really nice look, particularly to take something that you're used to seeing and draping it in black.
Right.
This is more like
The whole thing is just black. Yeah. I mean, it's a archaic yet traditional way to honor a dead person is to mourn in black, and I mean, it is what it is. But I
I kind of feel sorry for Charles at this point. I really do.
I mean, you're not
because
kidding.
his mom died last year.
Right.
His 75th birthday was this year. So his Jubilee was this year.
Nothing. Not a thing.
And nobody's celebrating it because they're still celebrating his mom.
Well, that's true. But she had 75 years on the throne. So
yeah, she did. But she also had a Jubilee celebration. And then she had a Jubilee celebration of her reign. And
I know.
All right. I digress. Have you ever heard of a master coin set?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's it's one of each, basically. It's kind of like.
Well, I had not until today, and apparently this makes perfect sense because there are really, in the master proof sets they're talking about at Long Beach here, there are only 3 coins.
Okay.
So it's a 1845 quarter eagle, half eagle, and eagle. So 2.5, 5, and 10, all proof. And 1845 is, the beginning of the branch mints, but these were made in Philadelphia. But it's really early in the mint's history, and a lot of proof coins hadn't been made yet, and really very few people could afford these.
Well, these were early proofs, so these were not issued in sets. You had to order them individually. You had to have them made individually for you. That's why they don't call them a proof set. That's why they call them a master set.
Yeah.
Because
what is it? It's $17 worth of gold, which at the time was a lot.
A lot of money, right. So only the well-to-do people were able to even consider that, and far fewer, gave a hoot about coins back then. So
yeah, so these had a really, really tiny mintage, and if you go to Long Beach, you get a chance to check these out. You can see them. There is also there's a proof set from 1880?
1880 proof set, yep.
Yeah, which is still another really early proof set, but that one's complete. Goes through all the denominations.
All the way up to the Stella, which is cool.
Yes.
Stella! Sorry.
Stella.
Seinfeld reference.
2 different movies, too.
I know.
And finally in the news. So one of the things I look forward to at the ANA, Matt, is the auctions.
Uh-huh.
And when we did our first show at the World's Fair of Money, do you remember what was happening that night?
That was Platinum Night, I think, wasn't it?
It was Rarities Night.
Oh, Rarities Night. I'm sorry, yeah.
And although it doesn't seem to take place really on site anymore, isn't that still part of the ANA, World's Fair of Money?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's close enough. It's within walking distance to the room to take a look. And I'm not sure that they do the actual auction on site anymore, but definitely lot viewing is there.
The auction for Stack's Bowers Rarities Night was actually in California.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's why I was wondering, because I was not at the ANA, more on that to come. But, because there are always just some absolutely insanely rare coins up for sale at a Stack's Bowers Rarities Night auction.
Right. And I think that it became a burden for them to do these live from the shows with the online bidding. I think they would rather get the online bidders than the live bidders because they would just sell so many more coins to the online bidders. So now that they've actually kind of switched it around to where they're catering to the online bidders, and the live bidders pretty much just have to get online now. So,
well, I mean, the fact of the matter is that the online bidders probably outnumber the in-person bidders.
Correct.
And
by a lot.
It's been that way for a while.
Right.
And they've kind of just given into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that having them at the ANA was great, but the overwhelming majority of the people that are going to be in person are going to be just dealers or people representing dealers or people representing big interests.
Right.
And the best way to get the biggest audience is going to be to open it up further from that. The only choice you have is to go, online.
To get on the interwebs.
Yeah. So, they have some really, really rare coins this year, and gold coins too. So there is a well, there's a silver coin is what I'm going to think of first, is a fine 1792 half team,
Ooh, I love those things.
graded by PCGS and CAC. So it brought $120,000.
Heck yeah. Those are awesome. I love those things. I want to have another one. We had one. I want another one.
And for those of you who like modern coins, not Matt,
No, stay away from me.
there was a PCGS MS63 red 1969 double die CAC'd that got 72 grand.
Gee, Manitli. That's a rare coin. It's a genuinely rare double die, but good Lord, $72,000? Man.
$72,000.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts.
So, Rarities Night is just, I recommend that either going online, if you can go to them in person, you really should, because you will see some coins that just blow your mind.
Right.
Stuff that you can't afford, I can't afford, we can't afford together, and may never see.
We don't have enough kidneys for that stuff.
Probably not. They're pretty valuable, I hear.
That's what I hear.
So that was the news, and the news was brought to us tonight by Sidewalks, keeping people and those damn kids off your grass for over 100 years. Sidewalks.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
And as we were speaking of, I did not get a chance to attend the A&A World's Fair Money, and it was because I had to keep the homes fires burning.
Yeah, it was a bummer. Bummer, man.
Yeah, I know, because you guys had pictures.
I know.
And I saw some, and I was so jealous.
I know.
But I know that you have come to give us your full report, Matt.
Yeah, I have. And I wanted to talk about the show because, it is just kind of the nexus of numismatics for the entire year. It's the spin cycle, the tornado of everybody that does this just gets together in one spot. They trade, they buy, they sell, they talk, they make deals. It's awesome. And we were there for Monday to Saturday in Pittsburgh at the show. We started off Mondays doing some wholesale stuff, with people we had already scheduled to meet with, and we did a decent amount of sales there. And then Tuesday was move in. Basically, you come to set up your table, and then the insanity starts for the next 4 days. And that's what happened, or 5 days. There was a lot of really interesting stuff. We were lucky enough to be right across from the U.S. Mint's table. Like, I could literally just look across my table, and there they were. The Mint director was there.
Were you making goo-goo eyes, Adventurous Gibson?
I was. She was there the entire show. Day
she
one.
Seems like she's really incredibly hardworking.
The beginning of the show to the end of the show, she was there. She was signing autographs on the little forms for the Peace and Morgan dollars. She was happy to sign them. She was there talking. I kind of was busy, but I was kind of halfway just watching what was going on over there with her. And it was really cool to see her there. She definitely was very available, very, approachable. She was able to be talked to. So that was one cool thing about the show. The other thing that just immediately slapped me in the face was the amount of young people that were at this show was insane. I took my 13-year-old son with me for his first big show, which his mind was blown. He had a blast. But the amount of young people I saw from, say, 8 to 20 just roaming around that show, hustling, doing deals, buying for their collection, was really cool, and it was really encouraging. I noted more there than I have at any other major show in the last 5 or 6 years. So that was really cool.
That was the word that I actually got from it, was encouraging. Yes. Because it seems that our hobby is starting to young down a little bit.
Well, and it was
really good thing.
And there's a lot of different kind of maybe sort of things that are going on in the market right now that may have something to do with that. For example, the app Whatnot had a huge presence there. They had people running around the show selling stuff. They had live sales at the show. They had people selling at their booth. We had people selling stuff at our booth, which was fun. It was really kind of cool. We were able to do that. And it just opens up a whole nother, I don't know if it's it's another marketplace, but it's a whole nother group of collectors that don't necessarily get out to shows or get to the World's Fair money. So they had their own way to actually kind of sort of shop at these shows through these people that were doing these sales, so which is cool. That's different, something new, something that our industry is maybe gearing towards or moving towards. I don't know, but it was something that I noticed at the show myself.
Yeah, it's another entire audience,
Right.
And I will tell you that some of the young dealers that are coming up right now are really, really impressive.
Yes, they are.
I mean, you've got guys like the Slab Daddy, Isaiah Hageman.
He was one table. He was one row over. I threw stuff at him.
I mean, some of these kids are really impressive. And if that's a sign of the future, I think we're in good hands and in good shape.
Right. So, I noticed that at the show. That was awesome. Also about the market itself, it seems strong. We sold a heck of a lot of coins. People were after nice, wholesome, original coins, stuff, because as we have always said for years, not all coins are created equal. So, the coins that were nice for the grade or cat coins all seem to, get much more. We didn't bring too many of those kind of coins home with us. We did bring some stuff home, but not too many of that kind of stuff. So that was something that I noticed. Also, it seemed to be that there was, a lot of new stuff that I haven't seen before, kinds of coins around the show. People were putting different kinds of things in their cases than, you didn't walk by a case that was entirely U.S. coins. Now, there was some of that, but, you see guys putting out different kinds of things, bullion issues. There was several different bullion guys there that did their own pours and their own casting. I mean, that's stuff that 5 years ago you didn't see at these shows. They just weren't there. So, new, interesting. There was a section of world mints, which was cool because there was about, I think, 8 or 9 world mints set up. The Royal Mint was there. Several others.
Which is a little bit better than in the last couple of years, which definitely the pandemic affected them.
Oh, sure. Certainly. Yeah. So, that was neat to see. I got a little bit of, I didn't get much time to walk around, but I got a little bit of time to walk around. And then the Tyrant collection was on display. That was really neat. If you ever get a chance to go look at that, I highly recommend it. And then obviously the dealer exhibit area or the collector exhibit area was huge. I mean, it was gigantic. Again, I didn't get a chance to look. I wish I had. I was busy. So that's my report of the show. It was great. I got to hang out with our buddy Russ. I got to see your boss and then your boss's boss. I saw him too. And it was fun. It was a good time. And I left that show much more encouraged than I have been in a long time for our industry. So there you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seemed like a really good show. There was a lot of really good business that was done there.
Right.
And I didn't hear of a lot of problems either.
No, that was one thing. There was something going on, but the security guys were on it. I don't know what it was. Something about shirts, and maybe somebody had stolen some security shirts. I don't know what happened. I didn't hear anything about it, and I didn't hear of any issues with it. The convention center was really cool. It was in a really neat part of town. It was right on the river.
How do you rate Pittsburgh as a city?
I liked the town. I mean, the town itself was nice. In the parts that I was in, I hadn't ever been to downtown. I've been to Pittsburgh area a bunch of times for shows, but never had stayed downtown right there. It was nice. It was nice. There wasn't anything bad to report about the town or the downtown area. So loading in was easy. Loading out was easy. It's the one thing I heard was it was a great show, but it's not Chicago. That's the one thing I heard. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. We're coming back next year, Rosemont. I've already paid for my table. I already paid for it. So I will be there. I will have a table next year. So yeah, there you go. That's my show report. I hope you like it.
And that pizza place that we went to last year will be in play again.
Sure. Heck yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. I actually went back there with my wife.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's great.
That was
isn't
really good.
All right, buddy boy.
All right, so okay. Now comes time for the segment where we probably talk the most smack in the world, unless we're going to a football game, which also happened this week.
That's true.
Hey, look, Matt got even.
Nobody
which was
retired.
nice.
Nobody retired this
Not
game.
this time. And look, there's still another week before the season starts, so there's always hope.
That's true. That is true. All right. Well, I am going to kick your butt in the coolest thing. Let me just find this.
I'm not even talking smack anymore because I have brought some stuff.
You mailed it this time.
And it really just, I mailed it in, whatever.
You mailed it in this time.
And it's like, and it just seems that no matter how excited I am about it, the listeners, it's up to them.
That's true. They are the ultimate decider of it. So let me hit this button and then we're going to do this.
And now for the coolest thing to walk in this week. A competition segment between Matt and Mike to see who's had the coolest thing walk into their shops. Who'll win this episode? Let's find out. Matt? Mike? Who's got the coolest thing?
All right, Buccarini, you're going first.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is something real and fun.
It's
and real fun. And it walked into our shop this week. And I just don't see a lot of them. But this one had everything that you want.
Yeah.
So this is a 1972 double die cent.
Double die cent. Love it. Love it.
In an MS63 red, graded by PCGS. And this coin has everything you need to see in a double die.
Yeah, I mean it's a good one. 72 double die is no slouch compared to some of the others.
Well, everything on this is doubled.
Yes,
Lincoln's doubled.
Mm-hmm.
All the legends are doubled. Everything except the reverse. If it's on the obverse, it is doubled,
and it is blurry.
That includes the lapel on his jacket.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, how did it? Did you guys buy it in a collection? Did you buy it raw? Did you buy it certified?
I believe we bought this certified.
Okay.
And I just really liked the way it looked. I like the original red color of it. And since it was so strong and it was so uncirculated, it was really easy for me to learn a lot about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Studying these things with like a loop or something, if you actually get one in your hand and actually study it and really like dive into the coin, can help you understand the different kinds of doubling. Because if you get a double die, a true double die, a nice big one, you really can dissect how that doubling works and how it is different from things like mechanical doubling. So
where the spread is, where the pickup point is.
Right.
And this definitely has them.
This is a naked eye variety, but there are some that aren't.
And look, that's the thing about these doubles that are worth big money is most of them are naked eye.
Right. You can usually just see that darn thing. So cool coin. I really like it. And I have to ask, is it okay if I have my item is something that walked up to my table at the World's Fair money? Is that acceptable? I feel like it is, but I wanted to ask you.
I'll say that's fine.
Okay.
As long as you bought it or
I did. I bought it at the show. That is what happened. So what I brought for the coolest thing, and this is why I said you mailed this sucker in, because my coin is just it's an absolute stunner. I had to give you a little guff about it, but I bought an absolutely monstrous 1875 Carson City trade dollar in MS62, and the coin is beautifully pastel toned on both sides. The coin is an absolute screamer. This is one of the nicest, most attractive coins I've ever owned. So I hate to do it to you, buddy, but this coin is going to just absolutely shred that beautiful little double die you brought.
We'll have to see. Will have to see.
It's got beautiful blues and oranges, and it's been certified by NGC. So
recently.
Yeah, recently. Sure, of course.
Yes. So, I like the coin. It's rare. It's cool.
It's got a lot going for it.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
It's got a lot going for it. Carson City, beautiful color. Trade
We'll
dollar.
see. We'll see what the listeners like.
That's
I
right.
have been wrong so many times with just trying to pick things that they like because the kind of stuff that comes across
See,
my
that's the
desk.
thing. That might be your issue, buddy,
That probably is my issue because
because they like you, and if you pick things that you like, then they're gonna like it. See,
well,
that's
I'll
how
tell
it
you what, I
works.
came with a story which was something that I really, really liked and got flatlined. So
Hey, man.
maybe it was my story.
No, I don't think so at all. But this is one of those exceptional coins. This is the exception, not the rule. These kind of coins do not turn up all the time. I have no problem owning this coin for a long time. I paid quite a bit of money for it, over bid, just because it's an absolute stunner. The coin is just beautiful. So it is what
And
it
you
is.
think that the color is natural?
It definitely appears to be natural in hand. Yep. And I was
Because
actually,
that's always the question.
yes, I was actually able to capture it pretty well in my pictures here.
Picture looks nice.
That's about how that coin looks in hand. I mean, that's what I aim for on every picture I take. But yeah, that's what it is. So she's a pretty coin, and once I bought it at the show and put it out in the case, I can't tell you how many people stopped, and you can always tell they stopped, they look at it a little closer, and they asked to take a look at it. I mean, it's a stunner. So very, very cool coin. That's what I bought. That's my coolest thing.
Well, we'll have to see how this works out for you.
And it looks like the poll is already up in Friends of the Coin Show. So if you are not a member, become
I'm
one.
getting my butt kicked in the chat of the of this
Friends of the Coin Show on Facebook. Just search Friends of the Coin Show. It will take you to it. Poll is up. Most of you guys, I'm sure, are already there if you're watching us live. But, if you're not, go hang out. We do polls. They get to decide who has the coolest thing.
We bring it, you decide, and then I whine about it when Matt beats me.
Yep.
So,
wow, that's it, buddy. 224 episodes. We just knocked out another one.
So 225 is up next.
That's right. Yes, you can count. Good job.
Thanks. It really won't be anything different than the first 224.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
Now, we're not going to do a big celebration yet.
Oh,
Maybe 250.
250, sure. We don't want to, with a semi-quincentennial.
That's right.
I know you love that word.
About the same time, too.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. So you don't have anything else for us, right?
No, buddy, that's it. That's it. 224. She done.
So I want to one more time plug the Internet Coin Club that we are going to start.
Yeah.
It's going to be a purely Internet Coin Club.
No dues, no anything like that, right? Just free to join, free to hang out.
Free to join, free to hang out. And the great part about it is that since it's not going to be focused on dues and 501c3, we won't have to do all the legal stuff like old business, new business, reports and stuff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be the things that you want in a coin club.
Yeah.
The hanging out, the camaraderie, and the getting to know people.
And the knowledge. Dropping knowledge
you
bombs.
would like to join, all you have to do is drop me an email, Mike we're going to do coinshowmike@yahoo.com.
Coinshow Mike.
Send it there.
Coinshowmike@yahoo.com.
Correct. Coinshowmike@yahoo.com, and just say that you'd like to join. We have already had a response of almost 100 people.
Holy cow.
For the people that have responded and are curious that we announced it so early, we did it because we wanted to have a big opening and a big start, and you're going to end up with a low club number, which will be kind of cool.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
So yeah, if you want to, coinshowmike@yahoo.com, just send me your
Have you decided what it's called yet? Because
no,
obviously,
because we're gonna let the members pick it.
Obviously, this is the coin show, so it has to be the coin club, right?
It may be the coin club. It may be the Internet Coin Club. It could be, the Internet Coin Society. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But it's definitely going to be something that that is different than other coin clubs. That's what we're really going for.
Cool.
Trying to get the fun parts without it. So send that to me. Beyond that, we'd like to thank everybody who helps make this possible. Justin, Barry, Ernesto, Corey sometimes, and I love giving him a hard time.
I know, right?
And did I miss anybody?
Yeah, you did.
Uh-oh.
The talented Miss Spurrier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. And Leanna,
Yep.
who just makes our day brighter by being a part of it. Yeah. So for the Coin Show, I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And we will talk to you on episode 225 of the Coin Show podcast. So long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman. Tune in next time when the boys bring you another exciting episode. You can find them wherever you get your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, on our website at www.coinshowradio.com. You can also join our private Facebook group where everyone sees every post. Just search Facebook for Friends of the Coin Show and ask to join. If you'd like more, you can become a subscriber on Facebook or join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/thecoinshow. If you sign up at the $5 month level or higher, you'll have access to exclusive content on patreon.com on the off weeks, including the Not the Coin Show podcasts. Thanks for listening to the longest running coin podcast in the world of numismatics.
This has been the one and only, the original. This has been the Coin Show podcast.
All right. Whoa. Hey, everybody.
Fantastic.
Hi, everybody. I got to fix the
Hi, everybody.
the video here. Hold on 1 second. I didn't configure this one because we didn't need it for the show, and it's obviously way out of whack. There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you so much. Oh, Mike's still way out of whack. Look at this. Or are you leaning down?
No, I'm just leaning down.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at Tina Silverstacker, who asked a question about, was it WG? Oh, could have been CSN.
It was not CSN that walked out of there with a pallet full of Morgan and Peace dollars. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I'll tell you who it wasn't.
Probably the same guy.
No, definitely not CSN. So I know I saw some questions. Let me go back through here. Matt already won the coolest thing to walk in before the show started. Yeah, thanks, Carl. I appreciate that.
Whatever.
Let's see.
I said something about that when we first came
I
on.
know. I heard.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of questions coming in. Let me get back to them. I'm scrolling back here. Simon said, is it worth keeping auction catalogs from Heritage and Stacks? Are they worth anything? So, are they worth anything? Nah, not really. But they
will take up a lot of space.
They will. They will take up a ton of space. They are cool, though, because you can look back. You can actually, some guys do keep them. They trace the whereabouts of coins as they move around the giant spin cycle that is the numismatic market. But, however,
every single one that I know of has already been scanned into the numismatic portal. And if you're good at search,
that's true.
You'll find it there. So, I mean, yes, there was a day when it was like, it was the best thing in numismatics to have all of these catalogs, because you go back, find provenance, you could prove all kinds of things.
Right.
But with the internet, it's just not necessary anymore.
That's true. Yeah, Joe Bohannon, I got to hang out with him at the show. Yeah, he said he saw my dollar and it was awesome. Just saying. I love giving it to you when I can, buddy. I'm sorry.
I know you do. And you got to enjoy it while you can.
I feel like I'm beating up a hobo, though.
You are beating up a hobo tonight. That's but you spur some country me, brother.
Boy.
And anybody who knows what movie that's from will get a prize.
Carl said 70 proof, a coin and whiskey club. Coin and whiskey club.
Like that. Coin and whiskey club.
Coin, whiskey, and cigars.
No, well, it's open to everybody.
Well, that's true. That's true. I have to have the kids in there.
Well, no, I wasn't thinking kids. I was just thinking I only know a few Cuban women that smoke cigars. Beyond that.
Do you know Cuban women that smoke cigars? Tell me
yes,
more.
Hell yeah.
tell
They
me.
roll them too.
Well, yeah, I know they roll them, but I didn't know that you knew Cuban women that smoke cigars.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. It's way more common than you'd think
I
because they're
mean,
Cuban cigars. I mean, they're way better than what we have here.
let's see. Do you have any plans going on for Nashville in October? So, Casey Coin Guy, thank you for the question. I unfortunately do not, because Mike and I will both be at Indiana State Coin Show that weekend. It's the same weekend, and while Nashville will be a fun show, the Indiana State Coin Show is like 12 miles from my house, and like, only 4 hours for Mike instead of like 8.5 hours. So we do plan to be at
A
Indiana
little
State.
better.
Yeah, a little bit better. So I actually have the biggest table in that room every year. So we put out a pretty hefty spread.
There's also one coming up, I want to say either late this month, early next month in Calumet City or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So it's right around the border, Indiana, Illinois. And me and Russ are going to be doing that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday of that week.
Yeah, we need to. I know you guys are getting out on the show circuit a little, so we should start publicizing these shows you're going to be at, so if people can get out to them and meet you, that's fun. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like anytime anybody wants to come by, absolutely welcome.
I met a ton of people at the World's Fair Money. Lots of people came up and said hi. I didn't mention this part. I guess I should have. I met all sorts of new people. People were just, stopping me, waving, saying hi, saying thanks for the show. Like I had a couple guys, I was in the middle of a deal, and a guy said, I don't want to bug you, but I really love the show. Thanks for doing it. Like, I can't tell you how many times that happened. I met a really nice lady who was putting together, she was kind of sort of new to it, but she was putting together a collection of coins with goddesses on them. I thought that was cool. Like, very unique, very interesting. And if you guys watch my streams, I did from the floor. I talked about all this stuff, but it was really cool. So,
it's a great example of somebody you do you, right? That's what they're doing, and that's awesome.
Livecoin Q&A says, somebody please explain to me how they are grading elongated cents. Can they give them a numerical grade? So my guess is that they are going to grade them very much like they grade counter stamps, where they really only take into consideration the condition of the stamp itself and no consideration to the underlying host coin.
So the undertype isn't going to figure into the grade, at least from what we can figure.
That's how they do counter stamps. That's how they do counter stamps. So,
I mean, it's really hard to grade an undertype when it's being obliterated for the most part. I mean, nearly obliterated. So it's going to fix some things that are wrong with some of these coins, and you're just never going to be able to tell. So all you can really do is grade what you have.
Right. Casey Coin Guy said, where's the Indiana show going to be? It's in Indianapolis, and it is October 27th and 8th to the public. And then actually, I'm doing a double, buddy. I'm doing a double. I'm doing the Indiana State Coin Show October 26th, 7th, and 8th. And then the next weekend, I'll be in St. Louis at the CoinX show November 1st to the 4th. So I am doing back-to-back coin shows. I haven't done that in a long time, since I was a wee lad.
Maybe I can see if I can talk Russ into it.
I mean, it's a good show. CoinX is a good little show.
Well, I mean, look, if you're already all packed up from having done Indianapolis, what's the, it's really not that hard to just bring it one more place.
Yeah. I mean, and, the more you get out, the more we get together, the more we get to hang out with people, the more we get to make
Naked
content.
Was the goddess coin person.
What's that?
Lift It Naked.
Lift It Naked.
Was the goddess person. She says, it was me. I'm the goddess coin lady.
Yes, she's here. That's awesome.
It was really great to meet you.
That's awesome. Yes, we had so much fun. We got to sit down and talk about coins with goddesses on them, and she had, she was looking around for some fun stuff. It was really cool, and it stood out as something, different and unique, and something I'd never heard before. And being that I've done this for such a long time, there's a lot of things that I've heard. So that was something cool, something new, something interesting.
And particularly as much as we've tried to talk about the different things you can do in this hobby and how you can make it different, personalize it, to see somebody that's doing something that we haven't seen is always welcome. That's always cool.
That's right. And then in the shop the other day, I met another young lady that was doing ancient coins, but she was doing it a little different. She was very interested in the... Let me make sure I get this right. She was very interested in the Parthian stuff, which I thought was cool and interesting. I mean, again, it's, something neat and different. I mean, obviously people collect Parthian stuff, but not to make to go after each one of the Parthian rulers is, I've never heard of anybody doing that. So,
well, I mean, she's doing Parthia like the 12 Caesars. So
right. Yeah.
That's kind of the most famous ancient coin set there is.
That's right. That is right. So we were talking before the show, and since we have all you captive audience here, I wanted to just see what you guys thought about this. Mike and I were kind of thinking, I love doing these little hangouts with you guys after the shows, but I was wondering if you guys would prefer us, we have usually 2 weeks between live shows. If we did one of these every other week
on the off weeks,
excuse me, yeah, if we did one of these on the off weeks where we just kind of hung out and chit chatted with you guys, would you guys be into that? Would that be something you guys would like? Because I think it would be fun. I mean, we could have, topics or people, we could just kind of take it.
We could do AMAs once a month, and we could do show us your stuff one. I mean, we could have fun.
Yeah.
That is not normally formatted into the show.
Because this here is
that would be the best part.
We just kind of go where the interaction takes us, and yeah, I think it would be fun.
I'll let you guys drive the bus.
Yeah, perfect. I think I want to do it. I'm not going to speak for you, of course, but you see,
I'm on board. You're there. I'm there.
Yeah, I think we're going to start doing that. That'll just be the way. That'll just be the way. Yeah. See, look at that. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. It's done. We're doing it. And I'm trying to decide if I think we want to do the same time slot, like Saturday evenings. I think would be fun. Sure. Yes. Oh, Likeone Q&A says yes, definitely do more lives. Just can't do it. Just don't do it Monday.
Don't do Monday at 7:30 Central.
Monday at 7:30 off the table.
I'm busy at Monday on 7:30 Central because I'm watching Likeone Q&A.
That's right. Ooh, look at you! Gosh, man, you look like you've done this before. That was a seamless plug.
I know. Shameless too.
That was good. That was really good. I like that. Trying to think of any other shows I have.
Paula always has something very nice to say about me whenever I show up there. It is definitely, it's a mutual love fest.
Yes. We love those guys. And you know what? I really like a lot of that was something else I saw at the show. There was a lot of people making content. I think, and I'm going to hop on my soapbox here for just a second. I think that what should happen at the next A&A, especially if they have as much space as they had last time, is that they have a dedicated area for content creators. Mike, you brought this up. I think it's a heck of an idea. I think that they should do this because as it sets now, they don't want you walking around and filming. They asked us, I communicate with the A&A because obviously I want to go there and make content. I want to go there and make videos. They say, yeah, you can film as long as it's at your table or behind your table, and that you try your darndest to not get people in the frame that don't want to be in the frame. Okay, sure. I can do my darndest. But if they had a dedicated area away from the business area, I think that would be great. I really do.
Yes. I agree. I think it would be really good. And I think to get a bunch of content creators together is always fun.
Right.
Because you get a bunch of really creative people, and creative people always have the most fun when they goof off.
Yeah, or if they had an area that was almost like a news desk, right? And behind it was the hustle and bustle of the show, and you could set up your cameras and your microphones and all that stuff in that little area there, and it was okay spot to film.
Yeah.
I would take advantage of that. You could have a sign up, so-and-so's here from an hour from 7 to 8. So-and-so's here from 8 to 9. There's a break. Then, I think that would be really cool. It would get a lot more content out into the world from a place like the World's Fair Money, which is, again, the nexus of the world of coins for a week. And I just think it would be good. So we got to figure out, Mike, who we can get in touch with to talk about these things.
I think we need to talk to the marketing director at A&A.
And
we need to talk to somebody who is, because Central States is kind of changing things up. So I think it might be a good time to approach that.
Yeah.
and try and hit, if we can get into those two major shows, once we're there, the rest should be easier to break.
Right.
And I think we're in both of those organizations.
Yeah.
But both of us are members. So
I'm life members of both of them. So,
right.
But and the expenditure would not be that much. I mean, a little bit of space and a table, or even like if they wanted to spend a couple $100 and get like a World's Fair money backdrop that you could put behind, like you could have back behind you, like they do at the cons and stuff. Like that had all the A&A World's Fair money on this big thing that was behind you that looked really cool and professional. Even that would be awesome. They would have to spend literally $0 on this. So
it is promotion. It's free advertising and promotion for them.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of people who you really wouldn't mind as the ambassadors to your hobby doing what they do and attracting more people to it. So I think it's a great idea. I really do.
I did a live stream every day from the World's Fair money from my table.
Yeah. Now we'd like to do one, or even just have a place where you can come up and you can talk to them and talk to people and talk to content creators and let's, because they have places where you can go and meet the author of this book, right? Or
and
that
usually
book.
that's like done by say Whitman. Whitman does that a lot. They have a table set
buy
up.
A table, they put it up there.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about what you could bring to the show when you do that, because you're talking about people that have audiences.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I know. It's definitely a thing. It's the way that it is done in a lot of other industries that are a lot younger and a lot hipper. More hipper. Either way. So it's the way that it's done in a lot of other industries, and I think that it would be something that would get immediate exposure, immediate traction, immediate usage. Because also you could say hey there, Jeff Garrett. Hi, I'm just stopping by for a second. Would you like to come over and do some content with us over in the content area at say 2:00?
Yeah. Just take 5 minutes from me, and we'll do something really quick. And
instead of
come in and say hi, blow in, blow out.
Right. Instead of having to set up a microphone at their table and a tripod at their table and block their business from being done, all they have to do is walk down the aisle, turn right, come over, and we have it all set up and ready to go. Sit down, say hi, and knock it out.
And
like a press area,
okay, because of the resistance to the long-term view of the camera,
right?
So you put up one of those backgrounds like you have at a press conference. It says A&A's World Fair money, has all those sponsor going this way.
You can put up a whole wall. They could spend like $500.
Just a wall like that. They don't even cost that much.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they could spend $500 and have a whole cool little area that's hip. Or if they wanted to spend a little more and put up some like A&A neon sign, something interesting. But you know what I'm saying? Like they could go as big or as little as they want, and it would be cool. And I already know a lot of people that would be all over it. So,
and all the people are there, so you can grab somebody and pull them over and say, "Hey, look." Because that is, I think, a lot of the times the hardest part is the logistics of getting people on.
Right. Yep. We did our show that was live. I mean, those were fun. They were great. We had them. Problem was, we were a little walk away from the floor, and the floor is what the excitement is. The floor is the business, the busyness, the people, the hustle and bustle. That's what you want to capture. That's what you want to have translate through whatever content you're making from the show to cause the excitement. Come on, people here. Like this is not a new theory. It's literally just, coverage. So,
yeah. And I mean, I wonder if you were to poll a lot of these kids, how many of them would know, this guy or that guy, Silver Seeker and Silver Stacker and this guy and that. I just think that they're having an impact on us, whether you're ready for it or not. So I think it's better that you embrace it.
Well, and I don't necessarily think it's them not wanting to embrace it. I just don't think they know how. I don't think they have the know-how to do that. I don't know.
And Matt Forrest asked, does the A&A ever have a big show in the New York area? And while Justin makes a point about, there being several issues, I think the biggest issue that they're looking at is when they have a show on the East Coast, you get largely East Coast people. And when you have a show on the West Coast, you get largely West Coast people. So they're trying to keep the show in the center of the country where they can try and attract from both coasts.
Logic with Mike Nodelman.
Well, I mean, that's really, it has nothing to do with locations. It really has to do with proximity.
Right. Well, and like next year they're going back to Chicago with it, which I think is a great idea. And then the year after they're going to Oklahoma City. Not going to do that show. Sorry. I'm
You
just
don't
not.
like the 405?
It's not that. It's I just don't think they just need to keep it in Chicago. In all honesty, they really do. It's not necessarily the fact that it's ease of travel for me. It's ease of travel for everybody else. The airport,
It's the infrastructure.
Oklahoma
It is
City
really set up.
Airport, I think has the you have to look at a city who has the ability to have a direct flight. Coin dealers don't want to switch planes. They don't want to catch a connecting flight. You don't want to do that because we're usually carrying stuff with us on a flight. It's not and the odds of something happening to it in a transfer type situation.
Yeah, if you have to
much
change
higher.
planes, the odds of something going wrong go up exponentially.
Right. So dealers, instead of changing planes, will just not go. So I think that the show in Oklahoma City is actually going to be far less popular than this particular show that was in Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh doesn't have the greatest airport either, but I don't think that Oklahoma City is going to be much better. Chicago, you have two great airports up there, and they have lots of direct flights. Everybody flies to Chicago. So,
well, you have one airport, though, that is like right next to
and it's right
where
there.
it is.
Right. That helps too. So, all right. Well,
Excuse me,
buddy.
Yeah.
We're gonna see you guys next week. I might make a whole new layout for the hangout. I'm not quite sure yet. I may do that. We'll see how much time I have this week. I've been a busy beaver, in my life. So,
And you know what else I think that we could possibly kick around
what's that?
is maybe doing a stream on Twitch when we make the show.
A Twitch stream?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Something that we can benefit from it, then maybe so.
I may have the ability to do that. I mean, I know right now we go to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I think I can add Twitch in there. I just got to figure it out.
I think you can.
I can figure it out. I can figure anything out.
You figured everything out so far.
If I went from from our first show that was live to getting to where we are now, I think I can figure out putting it on.
Oh, and Justin adds the point: they do not have to. They need to have no tax on coins and currency.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Coin
That's
dealers.
a huge thing with the ANA.
Yep. Coin dealers will not go to a city that has sales tax on coins and currency. It's just
Right.
won't happen.
But the New York International Show is a huge show in New York every January.
Don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying that the ANA for the World's Fair of Money, the biggest coin show in the world, will not go there if they have sales tax.
No.
So
Absolutely not.
all right, buddy. Well, thank you guys so
All
much
right.
for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. And please check out Live Coin Q&A's.
Content.
Check
Yeah,
out their show on Monday night,
those guys are
7:30 Central.
7:30 Central. Yeah.
Another shameless plug for Paula.
But yeah, well, I'll just keep an eye on our socials. I'll let you know what I figure out for our just live hangout stream that we're gonna do. We'll come up with something fun and interesting and different.
Yeah, we
and
just want to come up with something fun and interesting. Maybe we'll play games.
maybe
we'll
you guys.
I mean, we'll have a rotating schedule of different things.
Yeah, I mean
We
it'll
could do
be.
trivia one week. We could do Embarrass Matt
Trivia.
one week. We could
We could get Barry on. I mean, if he's available, and we can get the other guys to come hang out with us live too, and just
hot sauce shots.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. There's a lot of things we could do, so we can have fun with it. But you guys are going to be the ones that are having more fun than we are, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening. You guys
Have a great
are
weekend,
awesome.
and we'll see you next weekend.
Next weekend. Yeah. Next weekend.
All right, cool.